On this episode of Buff's Garage, I've got 5 days and a whole bunch of parts to get this 1969 Junkyard Chevelle ready to make the 800-mile trip from Pole Barn Garage West back to my home in Grand Lake, Oklahoma. It's gonna be fun. If you're following the series on the 1969 Junkyard Chevelle, then you've also got to see Dalton's Roller Dog wagon and Jesse's Atomic 88 car that he literally put together with two cars. But that also means you saw me put together a 1969 Chevelle with junkyard parts in a junkyard out here in the desert. I don't know what else to say. This car, I fell in love with it with every piece that I put on it. And here we are. We drove it from the junkyard to Denny's with a meet and greet, and then out to Pole Barn Garage West, where it is sat waiting for me and the weather to improve so that we can get this thing back home and I can do a full teardown and get everything the way I want it as a fully functioning 1969 Chevelle Malibu. Shh. Trying to work over here. But I will be honest, it's pretty cool when those guys fly by. We just had sonic booms here a minute ago and whew, that gets you going. If you remember, I found this Junkyard 350 just laying in the mud in the junkyard. It came with a TH350 that was also just laying in the mud. We had to change the water pump, had to change the alternator. I had threw on a carburetor that I had, and you know, we got it going. We lack power steering. I don't even have a power steering pump. Who cares? We found this radiator in the junkyard, just small little radiator, but it did the job, never got overheated. I've had to put on a master cylinder, and we plumbed our front brakes, which seem to be working very well. My junkyard tires have held up, including my trailer tire that we found in the junkyard. But this car was just a little bit sketchy. I really want to change the tie rod ends. We need to get it running off of the fuel tank in the back. A lot of you just said, just use a fuel jug or a boat tank. I don't want to deal with that. And the truth is I'm keeping the car, so I need the fuel tank to work anyway. I got a new pickup for it. We're going to drop the tank again. Drop that in and see if we can't get fuel flowing from the tank to the engine. Transmission, that was another issue. It didn't want to shift. It could just be a modulator valve, so I got one of those. But if we have to dig into it more, we will. So let's crawl into the back and start with the hard part. I'm going to go ahead and address the thing that you guys are probably already asking, and if you don't already know, why aren't we working in the beautiful container shop? Dalton's working on his LTDs over there. Jesse's got part of his car in the container shop, and then of course I'm just out in the open as well. The last time we were here, we pulled a special project into the shop and ran out of time and parts. Now we could have drug it out, but it's kind of it's really special. So until then, we're back in the dirt where we love to be. This was much easier to get out the second time, but yeah, we were not getting fuel where we needed it to go. And I do have some fuel in the tank still, but with your advice, I finally realized that it was the pickup tube that was probably plugged. When I had it out, I stupidly didn't spray through it to make sure it was clear and just assumed that it was. And well, here we are, having to do it a second time. If it was plugged, it ain't now. But you know what? I have a new one, so I guess we're gonna just swap it out and see if that fixes it. Well, never mind. They sent me the wrong one. It's completely not right at all. This is way too big. It doesn't go down in the tank far enough. Awesome. You gotta love it. But I ordered it like a month ago, so maybe 2 months ago. It's just been sitting here. I guess we're going to clean this one up and reuse it. Doesn't look good. Here's the thing. We now know that it flows. So if we have a problem, we know it's somewhere else. Well, I got the tank back in, hooked up our rubber line back to our fuel pump. Hopefully it'll draw the fuel out now. I don't know. Let's find out. All right, so my battery got confiscated. I actually used it to test the Nissan Patrol that you saw in the previous episode, and it got destroyed. So we bought Joseph a new battery, and then I had to buy myself a new battery. So hopefully the merch site's up by now, because I'm gonna need you to pick up a hat or shirt or sticker or something, just to help out. All right, let's see if we can pump some fuel. From the fuel tank through the line up front here. And yeah, it's not perfect, but it works, and that's what we needed. We need more fuel capacity in the actual tank and not some kind of thrown together situation, because we're going 800 miles, not 10. All right, with that fixed, now we got to jack this thing up and look at the transmission, because we know the transmission was having issues. So let's start with the easiest thing and go from there. So underneath here, we want to change this valve, the modulator valve. Should be one bolt, comes right out, put the new one in. Part of the problem, my vacuum line came off. We'll have to fix that. Well, this is the modulator valve. Obviously it's disgusting and dirty. All that holds it in is this one little bracket with a bolt. It holds it with pressure up against the transmission, and then you have a vacuum line, an adjustment screw. It's probably bad. That's all right. I think I got another one. So here's the new one. Don't worry that they don't look alike. This is the factory one. This is the replacement one. It should work just fine. That one had the screw here. This one has the screw in where the vacuum hose goes. And it did include a new vacuum hose, so maybe that'll help it stay on. Let's get this mounted back in. And now it's all back together. Now the right thing to do would be to take it out and give it a test drive first, but it's already up in the air. I have limited time, so I might as well pull those front wheels, start working on the tie rod ends, because I got new ones. The original ones look kind of sketchy. So let's do it while it's up in the air, and then we can just test it all at once, and hopefully it works. Well, this one doesn't look too bad. I know the other one on the other side does not look good at all. So might as well do them both. Now, of course, you know I bought the cheapest ones I could get off Amazon, mainly because I knew I only really needed one. It came as a set of two, and my thought was hopefully they're right, because if not, then I can always go to the parts store and try to get some. But these were a lot cheaper, got here a lot quicker, and hopefully they work. Has a little grease zerk you got to put in there. Get that snug down. Castle nut even comes with its own cotter pin. You know how I am with cotter pins. Just to help everything go back together, I'm going to go ahead and mark or measure, our length here. And there we go. Let's compare it to the new one. Slightly more robust in this area, but hopefully it works. Now this isn't the science part. We can always come back and adjust it later. So when we get real close, I think we're a couple turns away. All right, we got it fed up through there. I'm gonna get our castle nut. Start to snug it down, and we'll finish it up with a cotter pin. One down, one to go. Well, with the tie rods done, I've got that part kind of wrapped up. I also just got my FedEx order. I got new tires for the front and the back. The fronts had a 215/70. I changed to a 225/60/14 in white letters. The backs had a 215/75/14. One of them's a car tire, one of them's a trailer tire. But I got the biggest, whitest one I could get that matched the front in white letters. They are a 245/60/14 Grip Max Classic. So those should definitely get me home. I got to run those to town to get them put on because we still don't have a tire machine out here at PBG West, and the storm is coming. And of course, electrical. We need some lighting just to be safe. Shh. Well, I said I was done, but then the sun came back out, and I decided I better get it done while I can. So I went ahead and pulled out the factory original shocks. You can tell by the spiral in them, but also they are locked in place, which gave me a very rough ride trying to drive this thing around. So in true muscle car fashion, I went ahead and got the Monroe air shocks to throw in there. Get those put in. One more thing checked off the list today. Well, I was trying to beat the sunlight, so I didn't record a whole lot, but they are in there. Everything's tightened and secured. Car now has shocks. It's not just stuck in a fixed position. It's pretty great. So that just goes to show you got a little bit of light left. Do one more thing to your project before you end the day. Just because you got what you wanted accomplished doesn't mean you can't get just one more thing done. Jesse over here has been having a rough day, so we're gonna get a little bit something to eat and drink and enjoy the rest of the desert evening. Come back tomorrow, start hitting more of this punch list so we can get this car out of here. Back this morning, weather did turn a little bit, but it's just kind of cool and windy. It's not raining right now. So we're gonna see what else we can tackle before I dig into the full electrical thing, because the electrical is important. We absolutely need tail lights and working headlights and all that. It's a last minute thing. We can definitely knock it out in the last 12 hours of the day. But there's a couple other issues that I need to address. One of them being this brake that I put together in the junkyard is dragging. You see how it's not doing what this one's doing. So we need to address that. We don't want another Atomic Era Motors burn down on the highway. So I'll take a look at that. But also, this car has open exhaust. Really, really loud open exhaust. And as cool as it is, I'd rather not be driving all the way home like that. I ended up grabbing this exhaust system from oh, I don't remember what it was, but it was cheap, and I hate to do this, but it's here, and the parts that I need aren't. This exhaust did not line up, does not match the car width-wise, so I just cut this one off. I'm going to cut that one off, and we're going to just build our own exhaust system. I may just kick it out the side of the car for now, but we'll have an exhaust system. Reduces any chances of carbon monoxide in the car and, you know, saves what's left of my hearing. Shh. Oh, really? I went ahead and pulled the header back out because this was made for an O2 bung provision, and I had to cut that off to get it to fit in the car, and now I need to weld that closed. So we're going to try out this new welder that Craig brought us here at PBG West and see if we can't stitch it back together. All right, got the new welder hooked up the best I know how, so hopefully it's right. Went ahead and found a washer to help fill that hole. And with this Vulcan MigMax 215, we're going to go ahead and try to stitch this closed. And hopefully that'll reduce any exhaust coming out of here. Then we have to fit our new exhaust pipe, our down pipe here, and well, we'll just go from there. Well, I took it apart to figure out what was wrong with it, and the tip melted inside. It had a cover on it with, you know, the part that holds the wire, and what a piece of junk. Nothing against the person that got it for us, but I think I'm going to go out and use Old Faithful out on the trailer and get this knocked out. Well, now this welder doesn't want to work, and it's starting to rain, so I've got to start packing stuff up and get it inside just to keep it dry. Well, now it's downpouring, so I got to make a run for it. get inside and I'll edit last week's video for you. We'll come back out when it stops. All right, I got the video edited just for you guys so you can quit hounding me about getting the video out, because I got to get back on the Chevelle. I really want to get further along tonight. I still got a little bit of daylight left. It has stopped raining. It is beautiful out. Just a little chilly, but that's okay. I'll take it. I got that all welded up. Now I need to get that put back in the engine, and then we need to start fitting in our exhaust pieces to see if we can make some kind of exhaust. Well, here's the problem, guys. I did all that work to seal that up. This is the wrong size to fit onto there, and I'm not sure how we're going to even get it to come out of the car. I had a plan in my head and it's not working out. So we went to go look at Steve's car over there, and guess what? That's the ram horns and it's center dump, so that ain't going to work either. But I do have several guys standing around waiting for me, and we have tape for this back window. And I have glass sitting right over there. So maybe we'll try to clean this up and put the back glass in. Don't use your fancy knife.
Montgomery Ward pocket.
Here's the funniest part of that. You've never been to a Montgomery Ward.
No.
I actually have. I've been to a TG&Y. So Dalton found me some butyl tape or sealer. It's like a rubberized sticky stuff that's going to hold in our windshield just like the factory would. You don't have to buy the expensive window weld stuff. Well, we hope. So we're going to, after we get the surface clean, we're going to go ahead and drop this in and then see if the window fits.
It's totally going to work.
It's going to work. Will it pop out on the way home is the only question I have. Is that corner chipped? It is.
Oh, good.
What's not the permanent one anyway, then?
I don't know if filling rust holes with butyl tape works the same as filling rust holes with urethane. It does work with urethane. I suppose we'll find out, or at least the guy behind you will.
I won't see it, so it won't matter. It'll just all of a sudden get really loud.
It's good enough for General Motors.
Right.
You squish it down, it never gets hard. Once it does get hard, that's when the window falls out.
Gently. Don't break the already broken part. Is it even going to reach?
We're sitting on a clip over there, I believe.
Yep.
There. We got to tilt up. Tilt up, and then drop it in. Oh, shit.
Yeah, we picked it up now.
Oh, yeah, the dip is on the other side. It dips in.
Well, we know it's sticky. Better. It's going to fall right in now.
Okay.
All right, perfect there. Come
Go
over.
your way?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna drop. We got to go up. We should have shimmed this. We did not do that. Not on this piece of shit.
A lot of black RTV along here.
There you go. I'm actually pretty sure that's what GM did.
Just stuff it.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff it in there. Look at that. With the help of these very hungry gentlemen, we now have glass in the car. One step closer.
That's definitely not going to fall out. Definitely not.
Jesse, drive in front of me.
Yeah, I will.
Well, back again this morning on the beautiful Chevelle here. The auto part elves left us some headers overnight. Not sure if they're going to fit, but we're going to try them here in a bit. In the meantime, I started pulling apart this rag joint. Because if you remember in the first episode, when we put that in, it was kind of sketchy. And I need to find out how many splines it is so that we can get a new one before our trip.
Hey, I might have one in the trunk of the car.
And as predicted, this one is coming apart. I didn't think it'd last long, but it made it home. I say home, PBG West. Well, what are the odds that Dalton had one of each of the one I need? And it turns out it's going to be this one right here. You can get them on Rock Auto. He said about 20 bucks, which is better than O'Reilly's, which is $60 my cost, over $100 retail. But in this case, we used Trunk of Cadillac because it was convenient. And what are the chances? And with a few turns of the old steering shaft there, we got the new one back in. get all this tightened up, and then we can jump to the exhaust and see if we can make it fit. I'm going to tell you, just looking at them, they look like Chevy truck headers, not A-body. But we're going to try them anyway. You just have to feed them in from the bottom. Fresh back from the parts store, I spent almost $40 on this just so that we could use the dipstick out of it.
Well, hopefully it works here.
Yeah, that tube was a little bent. Yeah, it still is. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's probably close to empty.
Had nothing in it.
Yep. I figured as much. It's going to need all of this. And we'll recheck that whenever we get the header in place. While I was at the store, JD made me an overflow tank. He changed my fuel filter, tightened up my belt. Yeah, it's really helpful to have a JD around. JD started cleaning up the surfaces. I just want to show the difference here. These were the ones I got from Steve from Build Season. He bought them here in town and couldn't use them on his AMC, so I bought them from him. They got me out of the junkyard, and that's fine. These are actually off of a truck, but we're going to try to squeeze them in there. They might hang down a little low, but it'll be fine for the drive home. And just remember, we're putting a big block in this when I get home, so none of this really matters other than I just don't want to go deaf for 800 miles. By the way, you might have noticed JD and I are wearing our Poverty Tour t-shirts. You're going to want to check out povertytour.com and maybe show up this year as we're going from Joplin, Missouri to Moab in Utah. It's going to be an amazing ride.
You're hitting the...
So you're hitting the firewall.
I'm hitting this.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Well, we can fix that. Let's pull the steering column.
Yeah, yeah.
Just goes to show that whenever you're trying to install headers and they keep hitting objects, just remove objects until headers fit. I don't want to cut into the frame or the firewall if I can help it, but pulling the steering column's not that big a deal. All right, with the steering out of the way, it dropped right in. It doesn't hang down too far, I don't think.
Heck yeah. We're in.
All right, we'll get that bolted in and tightened down. Then I'll get on this side and get all these out so we can drop the passenger side one in. And we might actually be able to put together an exhaust before lunch.
Maybe.
Honestly, I think it was just hung up on the starter. Okay, had to drop the starter and pulled out the other spark plug so don't. Now, there we go.
All right, that's done.
Nice.
I'm going to work on this brake. I'll see what's up with that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I packed it.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. I didn't say I packed it well.
Did you do it with new grease?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I
good.
was doing it in the junkyard. There's still dirt in it. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so I loosened the bearing. Now it free spins.
Yeah, so I guess the bearings that I left in there after I kind of greased them weren't good.
Check the spindle.
That might be crunchy.
Give it a good pull.
There you go.
And they don't look very clean.
Nope.
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's not good.
Yeah, that's
There's
not
the problem.
barely moving.
Okay, make sure you actually repack your bearings when you think you did it and you didn't.
Now they're fine.
Check the spindle. And the inside.
Right
here. That's where it rides.
Is it rough?
No, it feels fine.
Okay. So, new bearings. Needed them anyway.
I mean, I don't know. Looks like maybe just a little bit of new grease.
Yeah, I didn't repack that one. There's no way I did. I thought I did, but that doesn't mean I did. I was in a hurry. All right, I got new bearings and seals. We're just going to rename this channel to JD's channel.
Buff and JD's channel.
Yes, that would be great. You guys would watch that, right? I think so. Anyway, we got the new bearings, and he is working on packing them much, much better than I did. When I was out in the junkyard, I didn't really have a lot of brake clean or much of anything. And apparently, I just threw some grease in them and sent it. That's fine for 20 miles, but not so good for 800. So we're going to fix this, make it right. Also been working on the exhaust. I got a little bit more to do on that one. You got this one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Handful of grease. And only because I'm in the desert and I want to save water, I'm going to wear gloves. Limited water out here in the desert. I want to use it all up washing my hands. What the f? Are these the wrong ones? All right, I reassembled this and tried to put it in there, and this bearing, the new one, just simply won't go on there. And we did some looking, and there is a little bit of a bump right there, but it's not where the bearing rides, it's before that. So we took the passenger side one. No, I haven't cleaned it yet, but I will. And we were able to get it to go almost. Well, now it ain't gonna do it. There we go.
There you go.
It will go on. So what we're gonna do is, this bearing was fine, it still works. It's just full of grit from being on the ground. Yeah, we'll clean it up, pack it, and throw it in, and it'll get us home. And remember, the driver's side is from a Buick, passenger side is from a Chevy. I ordered the bearings for a Buick, but the tolerances are just too tight. What were these? Are these Timken? Made in USA, they say.
Well, then it'll be fine.
Yes. Get all the dirt out of it.
When you pack it, it'll come all out.
Mm-hmm. That's gritty. So we have a bearing for something later. With my debacle ongoing, JD quickly and easily remedied this side. He's going to put the cap on that, and then that one's ready to go. Well, I went to go get gloves, but he likes to play with it like Play-Doh, apparently.
He's got soft hands, that's why.
Yep.
I saw him getting gloves. I'm like, oh, nope, nope.
Well, I only have to do 800 miles, not 1,800 miles. So there's my problem.
That's practically it.
Yeah. But when we go to put that on, we might have to jiggle it a little bit, but it'll go.
Well, with some extra grease, it'll go
Yes.
better.
Always put on more lube. While you're doing that, I'll grease this little guy. Get him ready. I do like working in the dirt, though. Better than the gravel.
Yeah, a lot better than the gravel.
Concrete's nice, but it's almost too easy.
Crazy how much grease you really need for just one bearing.
When you're pushing out all the old stuff.
Yeah, because you need to push it so much.
Just ruin that rag. Just destroy it.
Really should have wore gloves, you know.
No. Now, technically, that'll give you soft hands.
It will. Give me softer hands.
But it'll smell like a man. If you don't smell like axle grease on your date, are you really a man? Who needs cologne?
Yeah.
Perfectly clean. Now make sure to rub that all over the brake shoes.
Yep.
You want to have those have a nice slippery surface.
Just a little bit of them,
Yeah.
you know.
Perfect.
There we go.
All right.
That was it.
That's what we want. Now we've got that one ready.
Need that washer
I'm
thing.
going to clean him up here. Now, what's the key to that? What's the key to that?
What do you mean?
To get it just right?
Tighten it. And then see if she lines up, and if it don't, you can just go to the next hole.
Make sure it spins too.
Yep.
Oh, so much better than before. Getting caught on the pin?
Oh, you're right. It is getting caught on the pin.
I feel like a little desert grit makes everything better. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
All right.
Now it should go in.
Yeah.
Probably.
Almost by hand.
That's all right. It's meant to hammer in.
Perfect. All right, with that end wrapped up, we're struggling to get the rear drums off at all, and quite frankly, it's not mission critical to have them to go home. I have all the parts, but what we need to focus on now is throwing together some kind of an exhaust. But by doing that, I made my factory starter not fit. So I have a mini starter or gear reduction high torque starter coming, which should be able to wedge up in between the engine and the headers. That'll solve that problem. But I do want to see if we can fashion together enough exhaust just to, you know, make it not so loud. Went ahead and picked up a grease gun at O'Reilly's. This will just stay at PBG West. Turns out that's something we didn't have, that we need. All right, so that exhaust I cut up earlier, turns out it kind of fits. So I had to weld it back together. Don't look at my welds. We have a little bit of work to do, but right now we've got it slightly bolted together. We have it sitting on blocks back here. It empties right at the rear axle, so if I have to leave it that way, I can. But it came with these over the axle tips. So once we get it bolted in up here, we'll play with it and see if we can't get those bolted in as well. Either way, we're gonna have mufflers. I have to tell you, my ears are gonna thank me. Oh, the predicament that is junkyard builds in the desert. Well, honestly, at home too. Always waiting on parts. So the collector gaskets will be here tomorrow. The mini starter that'll fit up in those headers will be here tomorrow. We need to get some more parts for the wiring so I can just start on that. So it feels like we're in limbo, but we're not gonna waste any time. I think we're gonna go ahead and haul these wheels in, get the tires swapped over, and get the rest of the parts we need to finish up today, which means another trip to town. We lose an hour every time. That's what happens when you're working on a project in the desert. Well, back again today, and we've got to finish up the last little bits on the Chevelle. I went out to the junkyard where we got the Chevelle, and I found some glass. Not sure if it's going to fit, but we're going to try to fit it in these rear quarters back here. Still waiting on my starter to get delivered. And then I got to do some wiring. We got to put some working taillights, brake lights, headlights in the car. That part I think is going to be simple, but we're going to try to fit this glass in here, and that might be a little more difficult. Now this window is out of that Buick, so I'm not sure if it's going to fit or not, but we're going to try. Not a good sign. But it was worth a shot. Well, it's not in the way it's supposed to, but it kind of looks like it's in. Yeah, I'm sure that won't be an issue at all for 800 miles. Let me show you the difference. So this one's out of the other Chevelle in the yard. You can see there's a lot less glass, and therefore it fits in that hole a lot better. I'm sure if we could cut out some metal, we could make that one fit, but the glass itself is only like 50 bucks. We mainly needed the regulators, so it's kind of there. Probably won't stay there. Let's try to put this one in. Oh, wait. To do it right, I got to take this inside trim panel off. I just realized it already has the rest of it in there. All we need to do is drop the glass in. See, it's got these wheels here. And then this slider bar. So if I can get it all aligned, it should drop right in. We'll see. So it's missing trim piece up here, and I believe there needs to be a piece on here that this glass would actually butt up against. We got it. It's not overly technical. It's just making sure that you've got everything pointing the right direction at the right time. Loosen all your bolts, get it in there without breaking it, and then start tightening things back up until they do what you need them to do. Now, one of the little wheels that hold this window on track is actually broken. So that'll be something I'll be looking for later. But it is doing the thing. There we go. One down. The other one absolutely is not going to go in. After fighting with this one and the window's cut down, there's no way that one's going to go in. Yeah, no matter which way I wedge it, it's just not going to go. And before you tell me, oh, just score the glass and cut it. Well, it's safety glass. I mean, I don't even care about the glass. I just wanted the regulator and all that stuff. But we'll get the metal bits and leave the rest. It's pretty dirty. Now it's time to sit back and admire my glass, have a cold Dr. Pepper, and a Snickers Extreme. One of you guys, and I apologize, there was no note in the box, but they sent me a whole case of these, and they hit the spot right here in the desert for a midday snack. So, not sponsored, but whoever sent them, thanks for sending them. Got the glass up on this one, it's just propped for now. It needs all the crank and stuff inside, but it's holding. I got it wedged. Got this one to crank out. Cleaned up my cracked windshield. It's not bad, just one crack. You guys saw it last video on this one. Got this window up, this one. Just missing this one. Got my back window. You know, 5 out of 6 ain't bad, and technically we have the other window, but it doesn't fit this car. That's okay, we'll get one along the way. Next thing I gotta deal with, once again, O'Reilly's. I prepaid for the part. They were supposed to deliver it, and then they didn't. Why? Because they said I didn't pay for it. Had the receipt, it's under the account, and yet they still didn't want to. So, had to go get it. But now I've got the mini starter. We're gonna throw that in. Hopefully there's no clearance issues with the headers. Get the exhaust buttoned up, and then we need to test this thing out. Last but not least, we gotta do electrical. But I need to know that that transmission is going to shift before we go any further. Well, I got that starter in, and I apologize that I did not video it all, but let's be honest, it went so bad that I would have had to cut most of it anyway. However, we had to reclock the starter, and I say we, Jesse over there gave me a hand, but we got it reclocked, got the headers back in, got all my wiring hooked back up. I think we're good to go, so I guess we need to go ahead and test it. It'll either work or it won't. All right, let's see if things happen. Whoops. Make sure that it's not in gear. Hey, it just fell on the jack stands and destroyed them, so that's fine. All right, back on the ground. All the wheels are on it. No more jack stands underneath. I also have not hooked up the exhaust from the headers back, but let's take it for a drive and see how it runs. Hopefully it goes well, and I'll be more confident about doing the next phase, which will be wiring. What am I hitting? All right, so I'm pretty sure the starter was just acting up, needed to be shimmed. So I tried the old shim trick, like the GM shims. This particular starter requires a different kind of shim if it's still doing it. So, you know what, let's just find out. Still doing it. So I'm back this morning. We had to take a little side trip to go meet HH Wheels for some new projects on Pole Barn Garage. what can I say other than it drove fine? So I guess we got to call this a win. I'm going to go do a once over through the rest of the car. We're going to throw this exhaust on there and make sure all of my wiring is working. And tomorrow, I've got 800 miles to take this thing all the way home. Let me show you what I'm working on. So I'm going to put some light sockets in here to give me, you know, parking lights and brake lights. So I've started the wiring here, run it across, tie into this one, run all the way up where it's going to hook into our switch, and from the switch it's also going to run into the headlights just in case we need them. So it's kind of a crude way to do it, but also the quickest way. The column is not right, like that doesn't do anything, so there's no point in running the turn signals at all. We'll just use arms on the way home, but we will have parking lights, we will have headlights, we will have brake lights. Well, good morning. Here we are, bright and early, PBG West. I stayed up late last night, got the headlights, taillights, brake lights going, and I also threw that exhaust in, and let me tell you, that was a pain. Between me cutting that exhaust, welding it back together, the flanges were already kind of bunged up and not straight. Nothing was new, right? Everything was recycled. There's a bit of a lot of exhaust leak. However, it is quieted down quite a bit running through those MagnaFlow mufflers out the back. It's not perfect, but it's good enough to get me home. I probably won't die of carbon monoxide poisoning, and a little bit less noise so we don't raise any suspicions. We'll take everything we can get. So this morning, Jesse in the Plymouth Fury and I are going to hit the road, start putting miles behind us. I've got 800 miles to go. He's got 1,000 miles to go. I think these two rigs are going to do it. If you want to watch more on that Plymouth Fury, check out Atomic Arrow Motors on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And of course, if you want to see really shoddy camera work or mechanic work, make sure to check out Buff's Garage. One last thing before we go. That'll only be a little bit funny if this whole window flies out and the sticker's the only thing holding it together. But that should get us home. I want to point out it's like 46 degrees and there's a lot of holes in this car. That's good enough. But we got to get going. So off to the truck stop. Yeah, not bad. Oh, try not to cut corners, people, because then you end up having to delay your trip about 30 minutes to put air in your air shocks. But I think we're good now. Take two. The journey of 800 miles for me starts now. And for Jesse, 1,000 miles. have no oil. All I had was gear lube, like 80-90 weight, and some transmission fluid. And I won't say that I just dumped both of those bottles of 90 weight in there with a little bit of transmission fluid to thin it out. I won't say that. But what I will say is it's about 15 minutes down the road to get to Roswell. And what are we gonna do? Yeah, we could take Jesse's car that's also just leaking oil profusely and go get all this stuff, come back, or we could just limp the whole thing there. So I say we just go for it.
Yeah, I think, well,
Back where it was. That's where it was when I left. Yep. Well, this might be the theme of the trip. He actually didn't really need any in his car, but I was down 1.5 quarts, which makes sense because I didn't have 5 quarts to put in it on the side of the road. So I bought 2 gallons of this stuff and a couple more 90 weights just in case. And this might actually get us to the next town. I don't know. Every chance I get to buy, I'm going to buy some. So once the merch site's up, guys, hit it up. Well, we're going to go as far as we can. Cross your fingers. Well, Jesse and I made it into Portales, New Mexico, and I was hitting, for a while there, 30 PSI, and then right as I rolled into town, it went out to 18. Sure enough, checked the dipstick, nothing on the dipstick. So another one of these down. Might add a little bit of thickening agent, aka 90 weight, just to help it last a little longer. Otherwise, the car's doing great. I mean, nothing's falling apart that I can tell. I'll give it the once over and finish topping it off. And then we got 136 miles to go to the Big Texan, where we are going to end the day with steak. Well, Dalton was wrong. There was no food there.
there's nothing to eat there?
No, well, I mean, probably. But I think we'll go ahead and head on down the road. We're actually only about 100-ish miles from Amarillo, and the Big Texan makes good steak.
Yeah, I'd say let's go for that.
All right, let's head that way. here I am again in Hereford, Texas. You know that I always try to stop here along the route. And this time it's to add oil. I actually think I have plenty of gas to get to Amarillo, which is about an hour away, but I don't have enough oil. So yeah, it's still on the dipstick, but just barely. It just makes sense to top it off and let's get to Amarillo and let's have some steak.
Sure. By the way, when you first top this off, oh boy, the smoke cloud. When
Bad?
it's actually got oil in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's obviously sucking oil down into the compression and then out the exhaust, and just, it is what it is. It's a junkyard engine. I know nothing about it other than what we've learned on this trip, and as soon as I get home, we're pulling it out for a big block. So all you got to do is make it home, little buddy.
Sucking it all fuel.
But not too much.
It does tend to leak more than it actually uses.
It developed a leak and has only gotten worse. It's mostly around the seam and around the filler neck. It's not good. But if we just stop every 50 miles and put fuel in it, it'll be fine. All right, it's not leaking yet, but it's about to.
That's how you know it's full.
Yeah. There, it starts to spray. Yep, there it goes. I'm just gonna stop there because it's about to pour out the back. So right at 6.2 and whatever was left in it.
It's 5.8, so.
All right, good enough. Let's hit the road. That's what you want. Let's go. That's right, we just made it to Amarillo. Woo, that was a lot of food.
Yeah, that was.
But it was really good. We always love stopping here if we can. The Chevelle and the Fury got a little bit of maintenance, and by maintenance I mean, what did you do, fix the horn?
I wiggled the light bulb and I wired the horn.
Yeah. I, of course, added another couple of quarts of oil because, 50 miles is a quart, I guess. And on top of that, the exhaust is coming up through your trunk holes and then into your cab and, causing carbon monoxide poisoning because you have no back seat. You need exhaust away. It's a multi-piece kit. You can get it at Family Dollar for literally, that was $1.25, $1.25, $1.25, $1.25. And then, duct tape. And, exhaust away will keep the exhaust gases from escaping from the ground through your trunk into your cabin, killing you. So make sure you get yourself some exhaust away by Blammo. But truly, it's been a long day, very tired. Rewarding day, though. We've made good miles and good time going 55 mile an hour and just not in a rush. We made it happen.
It's been pretty nice.
We got 600 miles to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So slightly more, but it's pretty much a straight shot until we then have to turn and go up your way. So my car will be home in the shop. I'll jump in with him, ride back with him to his place. Then we'll go up to Dalton's, get my other car, bring it home.
Gonna make it into Missouri late tomorrow night.
But we're going to try to do Route 66 most of the way. There's a little bit of this interstate we've got to travel, but once we get right to that Texas-Oklahoma line, we're going to try to hit Route 66. His suspension can take it. I'll just slow down And honestly, we need to do that because I'm going to go through about a gallon every 80 to 100 miles. That just seems to be where it's at. It's more like 3 quarts, but close enough to a gallon. It is what it is. We're not fixing it here in the parking lot. It needs an engine rebuild, and we're not doing that. This is a one-shot motor. It's literally going to take me home, and then 454 goes in. So let's just see if we can get it there. See you in the morning. Well, nobody stole it last night. I assume everything's still in the car where I left it. I don't blame them. It's kind of a pile. The Plymouth looks good though. I'm gonna get everything packed up and head over to get some fuel. And then we got like 600 miles to go today, which is slightly more than yesterday. I think we worked out all the kinks, being we need more oil. All right, Jesse and I here at the Buc-ee's in Amarillo got all fueled up, made sure there's plenty of oil in it. We're gonna head to Shamrock. That is my next usual stop. It's only about an hour and a half away, a little less, but see if we can make it. Well, we're just about 8 miles from Shamrock and my oil pressure is too low. So I'm gonna go ahead and top it off. Hopefully that'll get us the rest of the way and then we'll get some more oil and put more in it and we'll just keep going. All right, so I put in way too many. I put in 5 quarts when it really probably only needed 3, but it was enough that the oil pump was pumping well, but not pumping enough. So when it got under 20, the car started running bad and it just makes sense to just pull off then. But I tried to limp it another exit and about 3 miles later, we were down to about 10 PSI. So it's over full, but that'll get us to Shamrock. We'll get some fuel. I'll get, I'll restock my oil. And we're just going to take Route 66 the rest of the way. Get off that interstate. Whew. Almost to Oklahoma. Welcome to Shamrock, Texas. This is a normal stop I usually make along the way. We just got done down at the ConocoPhillips there on the corner of 66. We'll actually go back by there on our way out because we're going to try to ride 66 the whole way. But yeah, car's smoking a lot, but it's okay. It's just getting rid of what it doesn't want. But it needs it. It needs it really bad. There's oil in it. So now we're going to top off on fuel, get back on Route 66, and on to Oklahoma. Another 4 quarts. I got another one in the car still. So, 5 quarts ought to get me another 80 to 100 miles. I just topped it off, obviously, before I got here. It looks fine right now, a little over full, actually. So this should get us at least to the border. We'll see where it's at. Oh, and I haven't been talking about fuel mileage because I haven't been keeping track of it. I don't know how much is actually leaked versus actually used. I'm burning so much oil. I'm more doing an oil count. And at this point, we are now up to 4 gallons, maybe a little over. But I think it's going to be probably close to 10 before we get home. Well, that's back. Oh, perfect. We're gonna find a return spring along the way. But the Oklahoma sign's missing.
Oh.
But there's the Texas sign over there. So welcome to Oklahoma. We are on Route 66, the old divided highway at Texola. From this stop, we're gonna have to stop a few times to get oil and maybe a little gas and get on to Chandler. It's about 200-ish, maybe 250, somewhere in there to get to Chandler, where Jesse wants to stop just to not recreate that moment where he burned to the ground, but go back and visit folks and just show me around Chandler, and then it's on to home. So enjoy the Route 66 montage. Well, we made it to Elk City, Oklahoma, and for once it wasn't me having an issue. Jesse's having a little bit of an issue probably with his charging system, but we're gonna stop in here and get it checked. But when he pulled over, these fine fellows right over here offered to buy us lunch. So we're gonna go in here to the Chicken Express in Elk City, have a little lunch, and we're gonna try to figure out his alternator or charging problem.
I think it's actually good.
You think so?
It fired up just fine
Okay.
last time. I think it's good.
All right.
I think I'm just paranoid.
Ah, that happens. See, the key here, folks, to drive your car across country is just don't care. It's not very smart, but it does work. I've gotten the car this far, and it's definitely a bigger pile than yours. But here we are, Elk City. I famously break down here a lot. But I think, yeah, on to Chandler. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Have you ever had Chicken Express? Oh, well, it's chicken, quickly. Chicken Express, wow. Way to go. I am very full. Whew. So I'm gonna make sure I've got some oil in the Chevelle. Looks like Jesse's topping off his oil. He was a little worried about electrical, but he's also thinking he might be paranoid, so we'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
What?
Your alternator's all wet.
Yes, it is.
That could be intermittent charging.
What? Oil's not good for your alternator?
I mean,
Keep the bearings working.
I mean that's true. That's true.
See, it's all quiet now because it's all covered in oil and well lubricated.
Yes, not gonna rust. That's the idea there. All right, I guess I'll actually look at my oil. Half quart low.
Oh,
Man,
good.
I mean we've only went like 10 miles, so that's logical. Half quart, yeah.
People probably think we're having a car show right now. Hoods up and
Or gone. We're just a rolling car show of inadequacy. I'm gonna try not to overfill it. All right, oil's topped off. I think Jesse's ready to go, so we're gonna hit the road. Put a few more miles between us and PBG West, get to Chandler, recreate the time he burned his car to the ground, but this time without fire and, you know, permanent damage. Let's go. All right, we stopped in Clinton, Oklahoma, just to refuel, but I went in and checked the oil and it was a little low. So we hit up the O'Reilly's here, and I got a couple of bottles of Ring Seal Smoke and Repair by Rizlone. So that should fix everything, right? But I also got 2 more gallons of oil just in case. That should get me at least to the other side of Oklahoma City. Whew. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we are here in Okarche, Oklahoma, and it just happens to be right when I needed to stop and top off on oil and gas. The last stop I had the magic goo that I got from O'Reilly's, but I didn't put it in. Well, we put it in now. So hopefully we can get it topped off on fuel, make it to Chandler in the next, I don't know, hour and a half maybe. And then we'll figure out how we're gonna get all the way home from there. But let's get this going, get this done. The magic goo's in the engine. Maybe it'll slow it down. And by slow it down, I mean slow down the burning of oil, not the car. The car's actually running great. Almost made it to Chandler, but my oil pressure's been dropping, so better top off again. And with that, we've got into our 5th gallon, and I think it's gonna probably take another 2 or 3 to get home. So we haven't quite finished that gallon off yet, so I'm trying to keep an accurate count. But yeah, it's oil hungry. All right, we're just about 7 miles from Chandler. Let's see if we can get there. That's better. Well, here it is, folks. We are in Chandler, Oklahoma. This is the little place that Jesse ended up hanging out waiting for his tow to get home when his car caught on fire, unfortunately. But look at that, 59 Fury made it with no problems. and they don't seem open.
No, they're not open.
Oh.
But either way, there's another cool place I'll show you up here. So this is where I was stranded, and I didn't know if anybody was going to come get me.
Yep.
So the tow truck driver dropped me off here because he didn't want me at his shop.
Yeah.
The car was. So from here, I walked up to I'll show you where I walked up to. All the way up that huge hill up there.
Is there parking?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's go. Made it into Chandler. He was showing me this cool bar here. I'll throw a picture up of our cars in front of it. And it's closed. So I guess we're going to keep motoring Route 66 onto Stroud. Stopping in Stroud. Not sure what he's doing. But I'll just keep following. As long as I don't run out of gas or oil. All right, got one last stop for a little bit of food, some drink, just ready for that push. I'm trying to beat the light, but just the math ain't mathin'. I'm gonna definitely have to use these wonderful headlights that I hooked up. At least the middle two are straight and they work. I just dropped in the last of the 5th gallon, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'll put it down here on the bottom, but I think that's the end of the 5th gallon. I've got one more gallon and a few extra quarts left, and I think I only need one more gallon to get me all the way home. So, cross your fingers, hold your breath, do whatever you gotta do. Got about 160 miles left to home.
I was raised on a plain somewhere out in Oklahoma, shooting BB guns at old Coke cans. I swore I was John Wayne, and my daddy pumped wells just outside of Dover. His daddy take me down to the river to fish our days away.
All those suckers on the interstate are missing out.
Kept flowing, I got a little older, trading my gun and zip code, 14 hours a day. Busy hands to keep a man sober. I still remember what my papa used to say: standing straight and always looking man in his eyes. If you're gonna start something, don't stop until it's done. Keep a load in your heart, let you come as no surprise. No matter where you go, don't forget where you came from. And I left town when I got a little bolder, spending my nights singing my song to a poor man's way. I don't mind this chip, it's on my shoulder. What's it worth if you lose yourself somewhere along the way?
Well, all right, we got about an hour left. It's about 60 miles to home. It's mostly 2-lane road. Headlights have been deployed and they're working. Also have 1 gallon of oil left. I think I'm actually on number 7, not number 6. whatever the count is, it's a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it filled up with oil, filled up with gas, and let's get home. All right, I got about a quart left, so I hope I don't need it before I get home. I mean, we're just trying to get this engine home. It does not have to live past today. Just make it home, buddy. I know you can do it. The old Chevelle's doing great. I just want to point out, tires have worn evenly. They're not worn too much on the inside or outside. As far as I can tell, they look really good. Everything is holding together. Now, you know, when I get home, I'm tearing this car apart, not to leave it on jack stands for the next 10 years, but to actually paint it and put it together, put a big block in it, fix, you know, service the rear and service the transmission, do all the things, you know, maybe even get a proper door. I don't know, maybe not. But I'm going to do all of that once I get home. And all we have to do is 60 more miles, about an hour.
60 miles from your house?
About, yep. So, if we got one more hour in us, we got this.
You have 1 more hour.
To get this one home.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
All right. And then we have like 3 more hours to get to his place. Okay, here we go.
Standing straight, always looking man in his eyes. And if you're gonna start something, don't stop until it's done. Keep the Lord in your heart, let you come as no surprise. And no matter where you go, don't forget where you came from. Now Papa's gone and this world's a little colder. Buried alone, chiseled in stone, and them Oklahoma plains. Just says, Lord, won't you take my soul to heaven and bury this worthless body in that red dirt clay. Standing straight and always looking man in his eyes. And if you're gonna start something, don't stop until it's done. Keep the Lord in your heart, let you come as no surprise. And no matter where you go, oh, no matter where you go, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget where you came from. Oh, don't forget where you came from. And no matter where you go, don't forget where you came from.
Look at that. This thing just went from New Mexico all the way back home to Oklahoma. And all I can say is, yeah, we made it. So I'm going to come back during the daylight and walk you around and finish up this video. See you tomorrow. Well, I said I'd get back to you the next day, but it's been a couple of days because if you watched Jesse's video, we ended up spending the night in the Fury, 40 degrees. It was cold, but we got it going, got him home, and then I grabbed my car at Dalton's and drove back home while this one sat here. So let's just look at the, oh, oil cap's been off for at least the last 60 miles. That should be fine. The fact that it rained and there's water now in the engine, it's fine. I did push this down. Every time I would stop to get oil, that was up. Not sure what's doing that. Let's just go over the car. It's been sitting here. It did rain today, but all in all, you know, the car made it. The brakes worked great. The bearings, all of that was fine. Alternator charged, water pump, radiator, all of that worked great. Fuel pump, fuel filter, that was good. Had no issues there. Obviously, we had a lot of oil consumption, but it all made its way back here. Oh, by the way, the windows are up, keeping most of the rain out. It's fine. That seat is horrible. I don't recommend that seat to anybody. And then of course back here, we've got oil all over the back of the car. We have gasoline that had leaked out of the tank. We need a new tank, new pickup tube. Back window stayed. We were worried that it would end up on the highway somewhere. It made it this whole way. Pretty proud of that. Tail lights worked, brake lights worked, headlights worked. I was able to see to get home. That's pretty amazing. And you know, a few of you guys actually thought this would be ridiculous to take it home. I got silly questions like, how is that legal to drive without a hood? What about all rat rods? All the old 30s cars with no hood and just an engine? And what about guys with motorcycles? Their engine's exposed. I mean, you're overthinking it, really. Just get a car that's running and driving and safe for others especially, not just for yourself, but make sure it's safe to drive on the road so that you're not going to hurt anybody else. And then get out there and drive it. That's the only way you're going to shake this stuff down and figure out what's wrong with your car. And I figured it out. There's a lot of things wrong. There's another one. Oh, zip ties broke. Well, it rode the whole way and didn't leak transmission fluid, so it's fine. It's fine. What a car, I gotta tell you. So for those of you that haven't watched the Junkyard Build series, there is a part 1 and part 2 of me building this car in a junkyard out of, obviously, junkyard parts. And you're not gonna wanna miss that. For those of you that have watched it, this is part 3, and I'm glad that you stuck around to watch this one and make sure I made it home okay. Oh man, what a ride. But thank you guys for watching Buff's Garage. Make sure to hit up the merch. I've got a new merch site. It's still at buffsgarage.com, but this time you don't have to wait for your merch. I got Marcus handling it, same guy that does Pole Barn Garage's merch. And you should be able to get the good quality merch out by the next day or so. And every purchase helps the projects here at Buff's Garage. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, and as I rewatched this video while I'm editing it, I realized I went through 8 gallons of oil just to get this thing home. 8 gallons. I did not leak it. It just ate it. So, yeah. That's a new one for me.